Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So till now we have completed the skill section. So now let's start working on this resume section. So if I just go to the final version, you can see that we will be dividing this section into two parts. So one will be the experience section and other will be the education section. Now for now we will be obviously using the demo content. So if you want, you can just add your own content here. So for that, what I have done, so if I just go back to the code in this resume, I've added one utils file basically, and here I've added some dummy data. Now how the data is formatted, you can see that this is a object, and here basically inside that object we have two sections. One is experience and second one is education. Now each and every section is basically array of objects with title, subtitle and description. All right, so now let's start working on that. So the first thing what we will be doing, we'll take one div here. So this will be the main div. Let's give a class name of timeline, and here basically what we will be doing, we will be dividing this section into two parts. So I'll just take another two div, and so the first one obviously will be, let's take a class name. So I'll take a class name, I'll just copy this parent class name. So this will be timeline of experience, and this for second one we will take the class name. So let's take this one as education. All right, that's it. Now here basically what we have to do, so if I just go back, you'll see that we have this particular text, right? So this is kind of a header. So let's take one h3. So this one we will be taking experience, and let's copy this, and for this one this will be education. That's it. Now let's take a class name. So for this one we will be taking the class name as, for example, I'll copy the parent class name, and this will be header text, and for this one we'll take the same class name, but only we have to change this one to education, and this is done. All right, now next thing what we will be doing basically to create the timeline, if you remember, we have actually installed this particular package. So this is React vertical timeline component, and we will be using the same. So for that, the first thing we have to import that particular from that package. So this will be vertical timeline, you can see that. So this is the main wrapper, you can say, and here basically this will take one property, and the property is basically layout. All right, so here basically we can give different type of layout. So here we will be using one column. All right, now next thing what we have to do, we can take another property here, and that is line color, and for the line color we will be using the main color that we are using throughout the project. So let's copy that particular, so this is the variable name. So let's copy this and let's paste it here. That's it. Now next thing we have to do, basically we have to create the individual timeline components, and for that what we can do basically, because we have already created this data, so we have to import the data from utils, you can see that, and this will be dot experience. So the left portion will be experience, the right side will be the education section. So we just have to map it. So this will give item property and also index, and here what we will be returning, we basically will return the vertical timeline element. So this is basically to create the individual timeline element. All right, that's it. Now here what we will be doing, it will take certain parameters, so let's work on that. So the first one will take the index as key. Second thing, we will take a class name. So for this class name, what we can do basically, we can copy the parent class name, sorry, so we can copy this part, and here basically what we can do, we can take this one as vertical timeline element. All right, now next thing what we have to do here, we can take some content style basically. So this will take certain props, you can see that this will take so many props, for example children, class name, arrow style, date class name. So we will be doing those little bit later, but for now let's create the JSX first. So here basically what we have to create, we'll take one div, and if I just go to the final version, you'll see that we have this particular, you can say like this is the title, and this is the description, and also the date. All right, so we have to basically create those. So for that what we can do, we can take a class name here. So for this class name we can take, for example, vertical timeline, and this will be element title wrapper. And next thing what we have to do, we'll take some h3, and for this h3 we will take the class name of, we can just copy this particular part. So this will be vertical timeline element, then title, and here what we have to render, we have to basically render the item dot title. So we have already created, so if I just go back, you can see that we have this particular title. So this is the first thing. Next thing, we can take another h4 here, and here we will take the same class name, only we just have to tweak little bit. So this will be class name of subtitle, and here we will render item dot subtitle. That's it. And next thing what we can do, we can take the paragraph, and this will be p, and we can render item dot description. All right, now let's save this and let's see what we are getting. All right, so this is not working, and I think the reason is maybe, okay, so I think we have to import the style for this particular package. So let's import that. So this will be import, and then this is the package name that you have to copy. So let's copy this, and here basically we just have to import style.main.css. Now let's save this and let's check. Let's refresh this page. All right, now you can see that we are getting the timeline component, and this is fine. Obviously we have to work on the CSS part, but before that let's create the education component also. So for that, so this education component will be almost similar to this experience section. So what we can do, we can just simply copy paste the same thing. So I'll just copy paste this whole part, or let's copy paste from here. Yes, so this part we can copy and we can just paste it here. And now here, instead of experience, we just have to make it education, and that's it. Let's save this. And all right, so you can see that this is now working. Now we just have to work on the CSS part. So let's start working on that. And let me check if everything is fine or not. All right, so I think we forgot to import this main wrapper, so we also have to import this. So let me just copy this and let me paste it, and here basically we just have to close it. Yeah, so now let's check, and yes, now this is fine. So now let's start working on the CSS part. So the first thing, let's import that style dot CSS. So this is the first thing. And next thing is that, as usual, we just have to start on the main wrapper. So basically here you can see that we have this main resume class. So I'll just copy this. Let's go back, and here we'll just paste it, and we'll make the height as 100%. Now what we can do, so if I just go back, let me just close these two files, and here this timeline we can copy, and we can start working on this particular timeline class. So the first thing, obviously, what we have to do, we just have to make the display as flex, and then we'll make the width as 100%. We'll make the padding as 20px, and that's it. Let's save this. All right, there is some problem with the import. Let me check. Oh, all right, so this will be styles, sorry. So this will be styles.scss. So let me just refresh this page. Yeah, this is now fine. This is coming as flex. So now what we have to do, we just have to basically target this individual section. So let's copy this, and here inside of this we can just target this one, and also you have to target the education section. And what we want to do for this one, we'll make the width as 50% because the parent we have given as 100%. And also what we can give a gap of 2 rem, and also we'll give this one as display flex. All right, and next we'll give the flex direction as column, and we'll make the align items as center. That's it. Let's check. All right, this is now fine. And now next what we have to do, we just have to target this header class, and for this header class, so we just have to copy this, and I think we have already done this one in the previous section. So let's copy paste the same thing. We don't have to write it again. So we just have to target this one, and if I just go to the skill section, Let me just go back. So yeah, so this is the one. So we just have to use the same style. So I'll just paste it here, and for the before and after class also we have to do the same thing. So let me just copy all of this, and we can just paste it here, and instead of this category text we just have to replace this one with header text. This one here, this part, and also this part. That's it. Let's save this. All right, now this is fine. I think there is some problem. Okay, so the color will be in white. So for that, what we can do, let me just go back to this index.css, and we can just copy this class, and here we can give this as this sub class name or the sub variable. So now let's check. All right, now this is fine. So now we just have to start working on this timeline component. So first thing what we are gonna do here, so here if I just go back, you can see that we have taken this vertical timeline element. So I'll just copy this class name. So this is the first thing, and what we have to do, we have to target inside of this main wrapper. So this is the first thing, and here we will take some padding of 0px, 0px, 30px bottom, and 0px. All right, and what we want to do, we want to make the last child padding as 0. So the last child padding bottom will be 0px. So this is first thing. All right, now this is fine. Now next thing what we have to do, so if you remember, as I already told you, that this component will take certain props that we have to give. So we will be start working on that one. So if I just hover here, or let me just go to this particular definition, and you'll see that this will take certain props. So if I just go here, and so this is the props it will take. You can see that there are a lot of props. So the first thing what we want to give, we want to give some content style. So this will be all object, and here the first thing what we want to give, we want to give the background as, sorry, this will be background as none, and we have to give this one as comma. And the next thing we have to take color. So for color we will use the white color. So I'll just copy the variable from index.css. So let me just copy this. That's it. Now next thing, we will give some border. All right, so the border will take this one as 1.5 px solid, and the color will be the main color. So let's copy that one also. So this is the color we want, and let's paste here. And also we have to do the same thing for the education section. So I'll just paste it the same here, and this is done. Let's save this and let's check. All right, now you can see that this is fine. Now next thing, we want to give some date property. So this will take some date. So for this one, I'll give some random date. So 2000, for example, 20 to present. All right. Now next thing is that it will take some icon property. So for this icon, we will be importing the icon from React icons. So let me just import that. So this will be import from React icons, and the package name will be mg, and the icon we will be using mg work. All right, that's it. Now the same we will be using here. So this will be mg work, and also it will take the icon style. So for this one, we'll use the icon style, which will be again object. All right, so the first thing we want to give background. So background will be this color. All right, now next thing what we want to give, we want to give the color. So for the color we will be using this color. So this is the color, and let me paste it, and the color will be the main color. So let me just replace this one. So let's save this, and also let's copy all of this, and I'll paste it here also. All right, and I think that's it. Anything else? Let me just check once. All right, now you can see that the icon is coming and everything is fine. So now the thing what we have to do, basically we have to start working on this inner content. So let's do that one. So what we can do, basically, if I just go back to the code, you'll see that we have created this particular wrapper here. All right, so this is the wrapper. So now what we have to do, basically, first we will target this wrapper, and we have to target this h3 h4 and the paragraph. So let me just copy this class name. So let's copy this, and we'll go back, and here I think we have to target this one. Yeah, so this is the first thing, and then what we have to do basically here, we'll make the display as flex, and we'll make the align items as center. And now next we have to target the h3 and h4 element inside of that. And also let's do one thing. If we target like this, then I think we can remove this class name that we have added for this here, for this one, and the same for that experience section also. Yeah, that's it. And now the first thing what we will be doing for these two, we'll make the font size as 16px. Then we'll take this h4 element, we'll make the margin left as 8px, and there is a paragraph, and for this paragraph, sorry, this will be p. For this paragraph, we'll make the font size as 18px. Let's save this and let's see what we are getting. All right, this is breaking. Let me just check once the structure. All right, so we have to take this one outside of this div, this paragraph. Got it. And the same for this one also. All right, so now let's check. All right, so now this is fine. Now next thing is, see that we have this particular box shadow that is coming, so that we have to remove. So what we can do, if I just go to the main class, so let me just go inside, and you'll see that there will be a class name. All right, yeah, this is the class name. You can see that this vertical timeline element content. So let me just copy this. So what we have to do basically for this one, we will make box shadow as none. So this is the first thing. So let me just go back, and I think here we can target it after this. So this will be box shadow, this will be none. And next thing what we have to do, so you can see that we have this particular arrow that is coming, so that also you have to target. So we'll copy this class name, and we'll make the display as none. That's it. This is fine. Now we have to work on this particular date class. You can see that, so we can just copy this class name here, and let's check once. So we have this white color. So what we can do basically, we can give a color of white for this one. All right, and I think there should be some opacity because of that. Yeah, so you see that this is the, because of this opacity it is coming like that. And also let's make the font size as 18px. Yeah, I think this will be fine. And let me just go here, and I think, all right, so it is not taking the style here, and the reason is, I think, oh okay, we have taken this one inside of that wrapper. So what we can do for this one, we can give some class name. So this will be like what we can give. So this will be, I'll just copy this. So here let's give a class name of, let's paste it. So this will be description. Let me just copy this one, and I'll paste it here also. That's it. Now let me just copy this, and we'll use the same class name for this one, and we also have to do it outside of this. So we'll do here, and we'll make the font size as 18px. All right, so this is the thing. And now let's save both of these and check what we are getting. All right, now this is fine. And also now we just have to make this date correct. So I'll just copy this class name, and let's go here, and we have to make the opacity as 1. We'll make the color as the var, and we'll do this subtext color, and the font size we'll take as 18px. Let's save now and let's check. All right, now this is fine, I think, and this is looking nice. All right, so now what we have to do basically, we just have to make this one responsive. So if I just go here, and if I just inspect, and let's, all right, you can see that now this is coming as a column view. So now what we can do, we can basically write some media query. So let's go here, and let's target @media only screen, and we'll take max width of 768px, and we have to target the main timeline class. We have to make this one as flex direction column. All right, and also we have to make the, I think we don't have to make as 100%. I think we have already done this one. Yeah, so this is fine. So only thing what we have to do, basically we just have to take these two class and we have to make this one as width 100%, because now the flex direction is column, so this will be width of 100%. And also let's take some gap of 2 rem, that's it. So now let's check everything once. So if I just go to skills page and if I just go here, so this is now working. Let's go for mobile devices. So I'll just inspect and you can see that now this is looking fine. Alright, so that's all for this particular video. Now in the next video we will be start working on this portfolio section. So if you like this video, give a like, and I'm requesting everyone to please subscribe to my channel. So it will help me a lot to grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching and good luck.